If you guys are looking for a video that's going to increase your win percentage in ranked and give you absolute free kills, then this is the video for you. Hi, my name is Mint, and I'm a former pro player and coach, and I'm here to teach you how and why to play some of the best power positions in Rainbow Six Siege and win a ton more of your defenses. If you haven't checked out the first power positions video, then please do. I go over in more detail what exactly a power position is, but TLDR, these are defensible positions that offer multiple pressure points on the attack, which in turn allows you to make an actual difference and put the team in your backpack. As I was making that video, I realized that there are a ton more power spots around the maps, so I wanted to do a part 2 and feature some of these spots. Let's not waste any more time. Let's jump into the video. All right, we're back on bank. If you've seen the first power spots guide, we talked about the bank blue stairs, which is really, really good for the basement defense, and I explained how to play that. But in this video, and this is kind of what also helped me realize that there are multiple power spots on different maps. We're going to be talking about the Trump position, which is the spot you could be playing on CEO, open area, and even tellers. This is a very, very powerful position to hold on to map control, waste a ton of time. It's not exactly a fragger position, and I'll go over that in a second, but let's talk about the reinforcements. Now, there is a lot of setup phase you'll see, so hopefully you have competent teammates. This is really for CEO. Hopefully they reinforce these two walls. That's pretty important, and you're probably not going to have time to do that. But what I recommend is at least reinforcing the left side here and head holes here, so you can contest and fight S2, and you want to make them scared if they go curve. You want to rotate in this wall right here, and you're going to want a lot of movement. You're going to want to be able to go in between windows just like this. So you want this rotate. You can kind of hang out over here. So this rotate really, really good. We'll get to that wall. It's going to help you from getting wall bang from S2. If you do get into the corner of like bookcase right here, you want this wall so you at least have a pillar to play behind. You can make another hole here if you want, and a pillar around it. And I believe that's it for reinforce. Oh, head holes on the right side. So if you do get to the bomb chassis, even couch position, right? Just more ways you can kind of contest. Also, when the janitor walls are reinforced, sometimes, you know, Ace, Habana, if they are not banned, you can actually kind of shoot them off. You can get angles and just kind of shoot everything off the wall, so that is kind of helpful. Now, castle barricades. This is the most important one on the double loaf window here. And again, it's going to help you when you want to play in this bookcase position, which is a very powerful spot on its own inside the Trump position. So this is a very powerful spot. This castle helps. And it's also very good because it's going to allow you a lot better timing to run across, right? Because this is a very quick window. You can also crawl under if you want, if they actually are playing on windows. You don't want to double castle this. If you double castle this, it's just going to be free, and they're just going to swing in. Another castle on the banana door, banana to loaf. This could also be prepped if you have time. And I like to put a prox here as well, because if they swing in, like, because they think it's like a safe kill box, if they swing in and take the opportunity and you don't have anyone CEO to contest this, you want an alarm. You at least want to know that they're in and that you can contest them. Other castles, these are the two windows that I like to put on Trump. This one is mainly for that rappel right there, the outside rappel. And then this one helps you with Spider-Man, and it also helps you with the lobby rappel. But playing the Trump position, besides just the setup phase, I mean, yes, you can contest S2. Yes, you can contest windows. And playing close is very good because in ranked, no one likes to go down the windows. Everyone goes for like an S2 square take. So playing inside CEO and actually taking advantage of this position is really good because it's going to help you. Again, you're going to be able to shut down curve and make your janitor player feel a lot safer. If they do get on windows, they're kind of a freebie because they probably don't know how to play on windows. People are kind of lacking that skill, and you can take gunfights and win that. But your actual main job in here, though, is to waste time and just hold on to this map control, because for coordinated stacks, usually this spot is a planned kill spot. Like, pro league teams drill how to kill this spot with Capital, nades, multiple different angles. And again, if you're playing ranked, this probably isn't the case, and this isn't the ranked meta regardless. So you just want to hold on to this spot. That's how powerful that spot is. I just wanted to highlight, by the way, like in pro, this is the spot to kill. But in your games, it's probably not being touched. So take advantage of it. Try to stay alive. You need to get really comfortable with what angles on these windows that you're exposing yourself to. You're most likely safe. Like play around with it. Look around your different angles, but you're kind of safe just chilling in this corner. I like to just hang out here. Right, you can contest there if you want. You can contest S2. I like to play bookcase a lot. And then if I'm playing real frisky, I'll get up against the windows. Just kind of mixing up your angles. Like, it's all still being able to watch curve. You're up against windows. You can challenge. But the name of the game is just kind of staying alive as this guy. You want to just hold on to this control. It's that important. If you die, it's like a free window swing, and they can start taking top floor, right? Like, this is the the linchpin to holding on to top floor. Now, I know in the latest update that Castle lost the ACOG, and if you're an ACOG crutch, then this part is for you. Other operators that you can play in here, this one has actually been being used by VP and Dan, but we're playing a zombie up here, which I love a zombie, and I feel like I can play the hollow in this position just fine because contesting S2 is not the most important part. But if you feel like you're an ACOG crutch, shotgun ACOG, you can still make your setup, and this thing will still absolutely shred people walking into S2. The Kibas are really good for blocking off windows, running across, and then one thing I wanted to show with the impacts is you can actually impact here and get rid of all this, which lets you tuck against the windows even easier. This spot is extremely, extremely hard to kill. It's going to take at least 2 attackers to clear you out of here because you can just block off windows, get really coordinated, run across, and be very, very annoying. And as a third option, and a really good option, and probably something you'll hear me saying quite often, you could take a Rooney DMR. This is one of the best guns on defense, guys. We are in a DMR meta right now. If you're not running DMRs, you're kind of trolling your KD. So a Rooney DMR, tube DMR. A Rooney is going to be really, really good in the spot. You can just put your gates up on the windows, barbed wire for red stairs, and you got one of the best weapons to sit in here. Board up your windows if you want to feel nice and safe. You can still board up your windows so you at least have some pressure, and then just get comfortable. Just get comfortable playing in this spot up against bookcase and taking fights. All right, moving on to border. This is the CCTV position. And again, this is another spot. I talked about E stairs last time, that this is another spot that I find a lot of my ranked teammates don't like to play in, maybe because it's in an aggressive position. And if you're playing solo queue, it can be tough, but I'll walk you through it. This is one of my favorite ops to play at the solo queue position. It's a Rooney, because you can set everything up yourself. So I take barbed wire. You want barbed wire for your metal lurk. This is really important. You don't want someone to walk up the metal stairs and come backstab you. You're going to make a rotate into CCTV and reinforce this wall. This wall protects you from the east stairs, so you don't want to get wall bangs. You're going to want to reinforce that. As far as your gates go, I will place a gate on the break door and the CC window and your outside bookstore. I make head holes here. A lot of people reinforce this wall. It's not really good because you want someone to be able to play 90, and if this wall was not here, you wouldn't have someone 90 being able to challenge east stairs, right? So you want to reinforce this. These head holes, no one is holding through here, and in fact, you can hold through here if you want. All right, you can get some really good angles on the break that they don't expect you to peek. So now you can peek break door from here, and you can peek break door from here, and you can peek break door from back here in this pixel. Like, there's so many different options, right? You want the options. I think that's it for setup. Oh, feet holes here. If you haven't seen the border video, and you absolutely should. If you're playing with the duo, make him your armory player. From the door position, he would be holding your window jump. As soon as they jump into window, that guy door can see them in window. And then you, as a CCTV player, what is your actual job? Well, it shouldn't be to peek this. You should not be like just peeking outside break door and taking a 1. This is how most ranked players play it. You're like Doc in here, and you're going to lose your fights, and you're going to lose CCTV control, which is really crucial for border. You also don't want to just randomly swing and take fights against the CCTV window. So what do you actually want to do? You want to just sit like right here in this corner, and you want to just wait and anticipate the books walks. You have gates on your windows, so you have tell, right? You're able to tell if they're going to be walking in, if they have to burn your gates. You have, one piece of barbed wire I forgot to cover. Your other piece of barbed wire goes outside, right next to the bookstore. So again, you have a tell if they want to walk around. So you just sit here and you wait and you listen, and hopefully you have an armory player that's holding your window jump, and he can call when they're in, and then you can swing off the window. If you don't have a window player, then what you can play is more so on this side of the room. So if you don't have a duo, I'd recommend playing more over here. And from here, yes, you can jiggle the break door, but I don't recommend taking the pixel fights all the time. You just want to tell if they're kind of in, but you want to stay on this side. This is where you'll see people get a little bit more aggressive. Maybe they'll run out on the barbed wire. They'll get kills. If they hear them repelled, I wouldn't recommend running out, right? I would just hold on to the position. Again, this is a spot you want to hold on to and make the attack have to clear. Make them have to jump in the window and try to take some fights. And you have the Aruni DMR. You have an advantage. You can kill all of these people, especially if they go and push armory wall. You would just shred them with this DMR. If you think they're going to go underneath with a buck, one thing you can do is just over in this position. You can just put a punch hole in the floor. Boom. Right there's the jail door. hold him as he goes to try to buck underneath you. Tons of really good things. If you think they are going to books walk and you find a timing, one really good thing that you could do also is cross over to the banana or the J-Des position. If you sneak over here and they have no way to clear you, really strong position. They're going to jump in the window, they're going to go books, and they're going to think that you're actually over there on box, but you're right here behind them. A lot of good nuances of just playing in here. This is a spot that takes a lot of reps. You also need to be on the lookout for prep zones, because this is one of the hot spots for prep zones. People want to know what operator you are. They want eyes on you, so make sure you're always looking around the shelves, top of the TVs, different things like that. All right, as an honorable mention, something that I've just kind of been messing with is the new op Denari. People probably want to see some Denari setup, so this is kind of what I've been messing with in CCTV. I do think it has some potential because these gates are really good against shields, and a lot of times shields are the ones jumping in your CC window and taking control. So again, this is kind of what I'm messing with. Again, you could do the same setup. You have a shotgun. You have you can reinforce, right? The shotgun's not that good, but you can still make feet holes. As far as the Denari tech, this is, again, if you're following the border guide and you reinforce one side and you have head holes like a normal Pro League border setup, then you could do this where you put a low hole here and you connect it onto the bookshelf, something that can't get shot, and if they turn the corner and try to push you inside CCTV and they hit the laser, again, they're gonna get slowed. One for the window jump, you want it high so shields, so they can't nade it, so when they jump in the window they will hit the laser. So they're not gonna be able to nade this one yet. They're gonna jump and they're gonna hit the laser and they're gonna be stunned. Their shield's gonna flap, all that good stuff. And then the one I'm working on in Brave, this is probably a better one, but I just put it next to the door. Now this one can get naded, but at least you have to tell. At least there is a way. Like, you'll hear the nade, you'll know, okay, break's exposed. I need to be careful of break. You also have a shield facing it too, so like you're kind of double layered for break. But I have a trip connecting to this sheet and then over into break, and the reason being is if they run into break, like if they run in through here, obviously they'll get slowed, and then what they might think is they're safe, so they're gonna jump over the wall, and then boom, there's a laser, and now they're slowed on this side. But yeah, anyway, that's just kind of what I'm messing with. This is just an honorable mention. All right, now the operator you guys probably expected me to say, but I'm a Rooney DMR lover, is Azami. I still think Azami is best used on the East Stair in the suicide wall position. Again, watch any Pro League border game. This is where your Azami is playing. I think it gets way more use than out of CCTV. But for people that don't play East Stairs, aka all the ranked games, if you want to play Azami in here and you're playing solo, go for it. What I do think Azami allows is to play a little bit more aggressively, which again, I don't think is really the point of playing CCTV. You're kind of holding onto your space a little bit, but if you want to play more aggressive, this is kind of what I would do with Azami. You still have your impact because you're playing solo, right? So you still want to give yourself an impact so you can get out of here and rotate out. I would still reinforce that wall. I just didn't, but reinforce, and you can still make your deagle holes so you can get a sight line of them if they try to walk to armory. I would play more so on this side of books, probably initially, because you do have a pretty good Azamis. Like you can place this one, and that will kind of protect you from that gap of being able to walk back and forth. You can even place one on this corner if you wanted to as well. But you could, I would play pretty aggressive probably on the East Stairs. If a team is playing Nomad, I don't know, a lot of people know this trick, but if they're playing Nomad, you can actually get around the Nomad by using your Azami. So if they were to place an air jab on the corner here, preventing you from running out, you can absolutely still run out. But you could also play on this side of the room with Azami. I think that the possibilities are open here. You could throw this one to protect yourself from the window jump in. You could even throw it up higher if you wanted to, similar to like Labs, so you can shoot their feet as they jump in. And then you can kind of get really annoying with it. You could sit back here, place some Azamis, probably place them on the other side of the desk. Genius pro coach. Probably place them on the other side of the desk, so that way you can get on the desk if you wanted to and take some different gunfights. As they walk into break, you can get on top, fight them from different angles. This could be a good position, and I see this as a possibility. But again, I'm still someone that likes the Rooney DMR and playing it the old traditional way, which is actually trying to hold on to control and playing from this spot. Next spot we're going to talk about is on Chalet, and we talked about the Mez position in the first power position video. Now we're going to talk about something that's really good for Master and Kitchen, and another spot that I don't see get played, and this is absolutely a power spot or a death spot, and that's going to be this half wall position, literally up against these cases on this half wall in bunker. Why it's so good in Master, I mean, obviously it makes sense, right? If they do a library take and they clear that first spot, which was the Mez spot that we talked about, if they clear that, the next position that they're going to try to clear is they're going to open up this wall, and they're going to try to go for a default plant. So in order to contest this, we would be playing like in piano and half wall. So this half wall spot, I really like Wamai here. And you can bring your procs, and you want to put a procs outside the door so you have an early warning if they're walking on you. And I like to put my other procs in the kind of banister here. So if they're walking piano, you know when to swing if you want to get aggressive. Obviously, you need these walls reinforced. And the most important reinforcement is this one. This is going to allow you to actually play up against the half wall. If this was soft, you wouldn't be able to play here. Your team also needs to protect this from getting opened, hopefully. But again, ranked, most people aren't even trying to open this thing, so I wouldn't worry about it. So again, Master, it's pretty self-explanatory. As long as you're playing up close and against here, you have your discs. You kind of keep yourself alive from nades. You can throw an outside disc if you want. Boom, boom, boom. You can protect yourself. Again, you have this new shotgun on Wamai, so really good operator. You can play off that prox alarm, go for a swing with a shotgun. Same thing up close if they're going to push through here. Boom. Shotgun. A lot of kill potential. You need to stay alive. This isn't a spot you should just be swinging everything. This is a spot that your team should theoretically be baiting you. And you, again, because you are in a power spot. That's kind of the whole thing with power spots. You are the win condition as long as your team is kind of supporting you. But even if they're not, you could go absolutely crazy here. Like, you can get really, really annoying too clear. They literally can't plant as long as you're here because you could just stand up and kill the planter, right? Kill anyone covering. Boom, boom. So obviously on Master, this makes a lot of sense. You want to rotate in some head holes here because, again, you want the breach guys to not feel super safe to just go through the breach and try to clear you. So you want, again, someone far back in Master protecting you, right? They're also able to help you with your canine door. You need to be actively calling, like, okay, is anyone watching my canine? Is anyone watching my piano push through? Who's got my breach? That kind of thing. You need to know where your gaps are and where you need to watch. Now, kitchen is what I really want to talk about. Again, Wamai has the new shotgun, so this really helps for setup phases. And kitchen, guys, we're not contesting top floor at all really in ranked on kitchen. When in Pro League, the theory for kitchen is you win from top. You could literally have nobody in sight and you can win because you can stop every single plant. You just need some vision downstairs. That's all. You need some vision and everything you can stop from above. So when you're in half wall, if they don't clear you in this position, this is the 45. Like, that's the dining door right there, guys. Like, that's, you can absolutely cover your sight players. That's the dining door. They're not going to walk into sight. If they want to do a half take, they want to open up the dining wall and just walk in and plant the table. You're right here. They didn't clear you out of the spot. Like, where are they going? Planter's dead. If they want to push through, a lot of teams want to go plant in what I like to call, like, I'll show you real quick. Over here in this spot. This is where a lot of attackers feel like they're safe to plant because if there's two people, right, one guy will plant and one guy will look up the hatch because they think that all defenders are going to come onto the hatch and stop it, or they have a guy on big window. Well, you don't need any of that. You have these holes. You can make these holes that, again, even a lot of comp players still don't even know. You can make these, and you can stop all of those plants up against the bushes. So from this position, again, you want to hold on to office control, and hopefully you have teammates that help you hold on to office control. But even if you're playing solo ranked, this is a spot that you can go like you can make a difference on your team. You can go nuke. Now, second op that I'd like to play in here, because Mira is most likely banned, and if Mira is up, honorable mention, you can slap a Mira on this wall. That's a big reason you have the head holes here, is because this is another time waste spot combined with the mez position that I talked about in the very first video. You can contest a lot of time and hold the library, hold the blue stairs rather, and waste some time, make them have to go underneath, make them have to clear. So Mira here, great. I'm sure you guys all know about that. Mira's banned off of though. So Cade, second option, because Cade's probably up the very first time you're running Master, and you can split the claws and make it really difficult for them to do a library take. You can even reinforce this wall if you want. But again, it's really nice. You don't want them to feel super safe, just kind of pushing through piano and feeling no contention here. So those head holes are going to make it really good. But I like to just split the claws, right? Make it really difficult for them to try to open the wall. One EMP in the middle is not going to do the trick. And then again, you can still play half wall. You still have the shotgun. You can still do all the contention. You can still make the feet holes here. Cade is another fantastic operator. All right, last time on Clubhouse, we talked about the rafter position, which was more of a CCTV power spot. So now we're going to talk about a gym power spot, which is the red hall or the red stairs. So pretty simple. You're going to take a Sami, reinforce the two cash walls. Maybe you have a teammate that can do that. And you also want to reinforce these two outer CCTV walls. If you have an extra wall, this is always a really good wall to reinforce as well, but I'm not going to include it in your prep phase. Impacts, because you're probably playing solo, impact yourself for red rotate. And then rest of your prep phase time, look for a garage cam. A lot of the time, it's always the same cam, whether it's up top here on the pipes or it's underneath this green, or I guess it's red now, huh? Underneath those toolboxes, right? So shoot a garage cam. You can start under. I like to generally start under for the initial clear, because when I'm down here, the very first thing that happens usually is your garage door gets shot. Here comes a drone. So it's a free drone. If someone just wants to walk in and contest, I feel like that's kind of also defender side, because they don't know what side of the door you're on. You can even make a head hold over here and make them scared of something if you want to like slow them down a little bit. Sometimes I'll board up these doors because I don't want to get walked on as well while I'm down here. But I'll just start down here, shoot some drones, waste some time, run up the red stairs. And then with the zombies, I kind of just like to block off against like shield operators, right? I don't want them eventually they're going to open up the cache wall. Eventually they're going to take rafters. I don't want to just get walked on by a mountain. So a lot of time I'll just kind of throw a head high zombie right there, just so I don't have to worry about, again, just a shield or someone just running at me, a Blackbeard, whatever. You could also do the same thing for your lower if you wanted. You can throw some zombies and kind of block off some angles for lower. But you're just trying to be really, really annoying in this position. You can use these zombies to leave. And a lot of times I will not play here to die. I kind of just play here to waste some time, minute and a half or so, and then I kind of get out of here, use the zombies to cross, right? Block off the angles, run, boom. So that's usually how a zombie is played. This is also a really good one early in the round. You can throw this as a prepped one. This is going to help you late to cross, but all your teammates as well to come help you. Blocking off the highway window right there, or the connector window. One thing you do need to be careful with playing on the red stairs is, let's say this is zombies not here. A lot of players that are playing aggressive will take CCTV room, and if you're playing solo and you don't have anyone contesting this, then you definitely need to be careful. But if they get close to this door, they'll hold you in your rotate, right? They'll literally just sit right here and kind of hold you in your rotate, or because your wall is soft, they can try to wall bang through here and try to kill you, especially if there's a drone on you. So you do need to be careful of that angle and constantly checking it, making sure no one's like sneaking up there or having a teammate check it for you. You technically could also make yourself a little hole here if you want to contest the door. By far, my second favorite operator to play in this spot is Clash. It's just so annoying how you can kind of use it as a shield, either top or bottom. Generally, I'll kind of place it bottom if I'm playing at a higher level, because a lot of teams want to lurk up the red stairs. So you could just kind of sit here nice and safe on your red stairs. You have an angle onto the window, so if they take rafters and want to jump window, this is a free kill. And if they want to run up your stairs, you can just activate this and slow them, and it's just like a nice Malusi, and there's just no way. And you can Clash trick all day long. They're going to see the Clash shield, they're going to panic, they're going to throw nades. And then whenever you want to leave, just like the Azami, it's so safe to leave. You just cross out of here and be on with your day. You want to stop and take extra fights, you can sit right here on metal, wait for them to run up the red stairs, think you're leaving, boom, another free kill. Clash is super, super annoying in this spot. Now, the possibilities really are endless. I mean, if you have a duo, you could be Warden in here, bring a shield, maybe he goes Wamai, and you can actually really hold on to this piece of map control and stay and actually fight. But again, I'm kind of covering for solo. You could also go Malusi, very similar to Clash. Bring these Banshees, be annoying. You can make yourself the rotate with the shotgun. You have a Malusi for your walk up. You got a Malusi for them pushing in your red hall. And then I like to get really annoying with it. I'll put one as soon as they open the wall. There's a Malusi facing them as well, so they can't just push in. So they're double stacked Malusis, and also one for the window jump in. Why not? I'm solo. I'm playing selfish. I want traps to play off of. But again, possibilities are endless. There's probably a few other operators that would also be good in these spots. All right, now Consulate. I think this one will be pretty quick because there's not as much power spots per se on this map compared to some of the other maps. But I already covered the admin position, and I was saying you could play a zombie, and you can contest that side really well. Well, you could do the same thing. I'm going to be talking about this yellow position because Consulate, there's two default takes, right? You either do an admin over or you do something on this yellow skylight side. And a zombie is actually really, really good for contesting this side as well. One of my favorite things to do, and you can watch a lot of pro players do this as well, is they will hold on to their Akibas and then play a zombie over here. Play a different operator over an admin, because admin takes are generally pretty easy to win against as long as your team's kind of holding on to long desk control. You hold on to your Akibas, and maybe you have some traps stacked here as well. Once you know it's a yellow take and maybe they're bringing shields, these Kivas can really make it extremely annoying for Montaigne Blackbeard Blitz, all of them, making it be able to push. You just kind of keep blocking off and throwing your Kivas up against these, and you can make a lot of one-ways on these pillars here, just throwing them kind of just high enough where you could be playing backed up and getting some really nasty angles as people try to run through. So you can play really, again, late round Kibas. Also really good to hold on to them if they're just going for a CEO take, like the Grim, maybe getting people underneath or whatever. You can use your Kibas to A, block off the floor if there's a buck, so then you can get aggressive and run across. And B, you can also block off the angle that the attackers are watching by here as you run across the desk and kill the planner. So a zombie is really, really strong on this side of the map as well. And if they were going admin, you could just rotate over and play a long desk with your zombie and hold on to this, because this is the key to stopping admin takes anyways. You want to hold on to the reception room. So a zombie's really good here. If for whatever reason you don't want to play a zombie, maybe they're running a ton of traps, you could still play Ella. Ella's a fantastic operator here for the gaps and the traps. Malusi's a fantastic operator here. Goyo's another one. If you think they're going to go quick, you pop the Goyo fires and call for your team to help. But in general, this spot is played on CEO. It's also played on piano because you want to be able to hold on to, like, you need to hold on to this space. You do not want to let them get this control, this room here, this, what's it called? Flag, baguette, whatever it's called in one of your regions. You want to hold on to the space because you also want someone over here on the vert. Like if it's piano, this guy needs to be able to play the vert so we can stop all the plants. So you need someone on the yellow side to make sure that no one's walking on him from skylight, no one's walking on him from bathroom, no one's coming from Oreo or reception. So holding on to this space is almost vital. You can also contest this as well, even on a garage, right? If they're going for a garage take and you're playing something with impacts, let's just say even Vigil at this point, you can play and contest and shoot drones here, and then the moment they go and make vert or something, you can just impact down on them. So playing the yellow side, again, it's not a traditional power spot like other maps, but I just wanted to cover it. I just wanted to talk about it just a little bit because it is a spot in a pro position. Like, you will hold on to this. Smoke is another phenomenal operator I didn't cover yet. You can play Smoke here as well and just smoke everything off, especially for piano. I think Smoke might be one of the best. Mute, Warden, anything with a pump, you can kind of sit up close and personal. And if you have Mirror, there's even a cool mirror that FaZe does where they slap it on this bathroom wall. So, get comfortable with it. Again, not a traditional power spot. We'll go on to another map. All right, now Kafe, we talked about the cigar position in the other video, which everyone's have talked about. I've seen tons of videos on that before, but actually, one of the other really, really good spots, and another reason I want to do this video, is this bathroom position, this B2 pixel position. And by far, the best operator for this spot is a zombie, and there's a reason why every single pro game, just about 90+%, a zombie will be banned. What does a zombie allow you to do? It is the only operator that allows you to play aggressively and contest piano. It's very, very annoying to play against. You almost need really good window. Like, one good counter though is you need good window players with DMRs, and you could just shred these as zombies and make it pretty useless. But why is it good in ranked? No one gets on these windows in ranked. Like, no one wants to get in these windows. We all sit on the roof. We all drop down red hatch. We all die. So a zombie, really, really annoying. You can what I like to do is I like to place these Kibas so you're kind of protected against the windows. It allows you to kind of play inside piano a little bit. You could throw a lot of good one-ways. One I like to throw is on this little arm wire or whatever the hell it is. You make a little one-way. There's feet holes here. Again, you're protected against windows. You could just sit here as soon as they run in. It's going to be defender side and angle. You do need to reinforce these ticket walls. That's going to be nice. So if you are ever playing up against the windows, and again, you can use the zombies. You can protect yourself from the window rappel. I don't have any on me to show you, but yeah, you can throw in a zombie. You can protect yourself. You can play up against the windows. That's something you can't do with any other operator, right? You can play aggressively. Why would you ever want to play in this spot? Well, if it's on mining, and again, you can play this on bar, you can play this on mining, you can play this on reading, and if zombie's up, you definitely should. You will, especially if you're solo queue, you will win the rounds for your team. This is a very good spot to hold. But anyway, this is the whole, that's the mining window. So against mining, always have your zombie start aggressive. Like, why not? It's free. They can't clear you out of here. They're not going to get on the windows, and if they do, you block it off with the Kibas. You stay here and you make sure that they can't mining rush. Now that they can't mining rush, they have to clear you. That's going to waste a ton of time. If you do eventually get backed up and you're not playing aggressively in piano anymore, then this is the default bathroom setup, which we'll go over with a different op in another second too. But you're reinforcing this side of the bathroom wall. You want head holes across, a rotate, and then this wall, which protects you if they drop and they want to wall bang you from like Cat, Shaiko, whatever that spot's called over there. When you're playing this spot, your biggest weakness is this south white window, which again, people rarely go on. It's a window that's called cryo window in pro play. People generally don't go on this in like ranked, but at a higher level play, people might start going on this window. Again, another good reason why zombie's good is because you can play more aggressively and you can ignore that window. But if you do find yourself in bathroom, you do need to be careful of that window. Use your Kibas to block it off. And again, you have a rotate here, so you're just contesting space. You're not letting them swing in windows, and then you're kind of playing pressure on bar. You could play pretty aggressively if you want. You can always fall back through the rotate and play passively as well. But again, very, very good spot to play and get comfortable with. Watch, there's a ton of really good pro players that play the spot. Next time you find yourself watching a pro game, check it out. If a zombie is up, especially check it out. All right, the other way to play this spot is with some type of denial. Wamai now has a shotgun, so Wamai is going to be excellent for this setup. If you have a friend bring you a shield and put the pixel shield and you can protect it with your Wamai discs, even better. But if you don't have any friends and you still want to contest this spot, you still can. This is still going to make a huge difference on defense, and if you can master the spot, you can win the games or win these defenses by yourself. So you can set it up the same, reinforce the wall, put head holes across. You can still give yourself that rotate, right? You still do all that. I like to bring prox alarms because white stairs is a gap, so I like to put a prox alarm for the white stairs. And my other prox alarm I like to put somewhere around cigar double into piano. So if I'm ever looking away, if I'm ever worried about something else, I at least know if someone walks in. And then as far as your discs, you just kind of spam them. I like to throw them up against this couch. I feel like that's extremely safe. You can throw them up in the chandelier. A lot of people will do that, right? You want to spread them out so your discs aren't getting screwed over. You also want to put them for your window, right? So if they do get on the window and they try to nade you, again, you can just kind of tuck in here. You're very, very safe. You could just sit, boom. You don't have to worry about nothing, and then you can test the windows. You have your fire extinguisher here. You can always smoke off one window and contest the others. But generally, again, bathroom, how's it being played? You're not super, super aggressive in this spot. In a lot of power positions, they're power positions for a reason, right? So I want to talk about this again. They're power positions for a reason. It's because the defenders have the control. And you can put a lot of pressure on the attack just by being in this spot. So overly swinging, overly being aggressive in these spots, you're kind of bailing the attack out. Sure, if you learn to master and you learn how to, like, when to go for swings, of course, like, you could absolutely still get kills in these spots. But you want to know when to take the fights. You want to know when you want to stay alive, because let's think about bar for a second. If you're alive in the bar position, if attackers ever want to go for this default plant up against this cat bar, as long as you're alive on the bathroom side, you could stop that, right? If you can get into pixel, that's why I have this wall reinforced, by the way, is so I don't want to die to anyone pushing cat. But if you get yourself into pixel, you can stop all these plants, right? If they want to push through, if you're holding on to piano control, again, you have the potential to swing these guys in cigar at any moment, right? Your team calls for a power. You can walk through piano and put a lot of pressure on these guys. Maybe go for a double swing, especially if they're not getting on the windows in ranked. So holding on to piano control funnels the attack into pushing across the bar position instead of being able to walk during the white hall spot, which is a lot safer for the attackers because it's all hard floor. Generally, they'll pull out a montane and want to walk this way. So again, holding on to bathroom control as long as possible. It's good time waste, and you can stop and delay most of the attack's pushes, which is pretty much the definition of a power spot. So again, a spot that's kind of undervalued, but in a very difficult spot to play because, again, you are exposed to a lot of different angles. But try it out. If you master this, I promise you, you will be winning a lot more of your Kafe defenses. All right, next up, labs. I think the next two maps are probably maps that people don't enjoy playing, but let me walk you through some of my favorite positions on them. Anyway, I love labs. And we talked about the rafter spot being probably the most important spot because as an attack, you want to open up the IT ball and then clear rafters, and then you decide where you want your attack to go. You're either going to finish water, or you're going to go finish on the garden or the connector side, that side of the map. So water is also a power spot because, I mean, one, a lot of teams will end up rushing the spot. Two, if they struggle taking rafters, they might just try to hit water, and it's ranked 2. People might just be walking. So this is how we set up water. We're going to give some love to the water or the aqua player. I like to reinforce this wall. Feet holes. We'll get to that why in a second, but reinforce that wall. Feet holes. I like to bring barbed wire. Barbed wire for the door, barbed wire for the stairs, board lower. Okay, very simple setup. So you have a shotgun, you want to help your team do anything else, go for it. If not, you want to be selfish, I won't tell anybody. Okay, so as the water player, I like to play pretty close with the pump. You're going to expect some drones. The other thing you do need to look out for is, like, this room is so OP with prep drones. There's so many places they could be putting them. You need to basically hopefully have your eyes checked. You can just shoot in some of these. If your prep phase is short, you can also just wait for the drones, because if they get a drone in here, it's really, really annoying. So you have to check all the bushes. You can even jump your drone up here a lot of the time, so you need to look up as well. It could be really annoying. So be on the lookout for prep drones, barbed wire set and ready. Now you're waiting for a water push. I like to play close instead of playing on the stairs where I'm going to be stuck. If you want to play more aggressively, you can. But this is a spot where, like, if you have a duo, you could hold it down like this. But if you're playing by yourself and you're playing here, you can get stuck by them opening the water door, someone pushing below. You have no way out of here. So I play close to the door. I'm ready to smoke. I treat this like it's bank basement on the blue stairs, where I might even have if I'm hearing noise, I might even have a smoke prepped, ready to go if I think they're going to be going. I'm just here to delay time and tell my team, hey, they're about to hit water, right? We don't want to lose to a water rush. So especially, a blitz just jumping in this, I don't want to lose that. So I want to be close in the hallway. I want to be ready to run away if that is the case. And then if I do run away, I don't just run away and go, like, just don't help my team. Like, I'll play against this wall. Now, this wall is a really, really strong crossfire. If you're playing here and you get someone to playing these feet holes, they really can't clear you out at this point, right? Or someone else could even, like, you play your Azami. If you've seen the labs video, your Azami can come back up over here. And if you get this crossfire going on, they're not going to be able to push water. You got 3 smokes. You have a pump, whether you're pumping through here or you're quick peeking and pumping down the water hallway. But this is how you should hold on to water, right? You don't give it up fully. You have a crossfire. And if you're by yourself and you don't have a crossfire, you still can play like this bomb position. You can still smoke them off, right? You can still lay down. This is still super defender sided. You can pump them as they're walking through. That's if they're going for water. If they are going for a garden push, this is why I like smoke. If they're going for a water or like a garden side push and they want to plant like pillar, well, how your site should be set up, right? You should have this wall reinforced and you're trying to hold on to rafters. Then as the smoke, generally, you can play this 2 ways. You can either A, have someone take water control from you, and you can play close E-box, which is another power position, and you can use your smokes here, and you can get aggressive with the pump. This is a spot like Stompin' will play in Pro League a good amount of the time. NGR will play in Pro League, so those are 2 players to be on the lookout for this spot. But you can play close with a pump, which is a really, really strong position as well. Or you can play more late round, and if you get yourself here, you can go for smokes on the default plant, right? From here, boom, smoke everything. They can't plant pillar. So 2 ways to still be useful, even if you're smoke. Another operator I love for this spot, surprise, surprise, it's Clash. It's also going to be super safe for you to waste time water and call for help, and it's going to be really good against rushes. So with Clash, I'll even get a little bit more aggressive. I have that door boarded lower. I still have the barbed wire there, so I'm not worried about that gap. I'll open up this door, and I'll just take a look outside. Why not? Even early round, I mean, there's nothing they can do to me for the first 15 seconds. I'll come out here, maybe sometimes even try to put down the shield and kill someone because the spawn's right here. They might run out. That might be a free kill in the first 10 seconds. Regardless, I'm going to at least ping them. I'm going to know what operators they have. I might have just found a Yang, some shields. I might know what they're up to at this point. They might want to hit water. Then I could back up for free. Again, you only want to be out there for like 10, 15 seconds. You don't want to let them get on the roof and kill you. And then you could also sit here. They might feel like they want to just walk up and be like, why is that guy outside? Let's run up the stairs. Let's go on the roof. You might be able to contest here, Clash trick, burn some nades, burn some util. And then, yeah, you could just, again, with that being boarded up and barbed wire, you can sit here for free and get vision and shut down all the takes. If they do end up going water, I mean, sure, you can back up, you can place down your shield. That crossfire that I was talking about on the pillar, I mean, even stronger now, right? Because you can sit here on the pillar and you have a Clash shield. You can have the Clash shield slow them if you wanted to, so you can do this by yourself. Get someone else to make the feet holes, or you can do it with your gun as well, right? Have this wall reinforced. You can sit here by yourself if you want to do Clash slow, shoot them, or just play behind it like a mirror window. Third op, if you want to have some fun, go Ella shotgun. You can still bring the Ella traps for the water door and the bottom of the aqua door, so you still have your gaps covered, and this will ensure that you don't lose shields. Because that's the number one thing that I hate losing water against. So if they're running and spamming shields, go Ella. It's the best counter for shields besides like Clash. So if Clash is banned, you do want to go Ella. You have an Ella shotgun. You play off the Ella traps. This is going to be a free kill, especially with the shotgun. This shotgun is underused and kind of broken. You don't have to run it, but I like to run it for all these close quarter engagements. And then again, I keep an Ella trap in my pocket. If they are going the other way, I'll fill this E-box position. Now I will play aggressive because I can put an Ella trap for either the jump in or the door, and I can play really close. and really good shotgun angles. All right, the next map is Lair, and last time we talked about the power spot in operations, because in ranked everyone wants to push operations, but I have to cover this bridge position because this is like the second attack in Lair, and maybe ranked will learn it eventually. Everyone's pushing operations right now, but the other thing to lock down is this bridge side. You could do this on master, and you could do this on bunks. This is a spot that should always be contested. You never want to give this spot up for free, and the best op to do this with, in my opinion, is smoke. So setup is pretty easy. Barbed wire, there is a destructible pipe here. You don't want to put your barb here where the pipe can get rid of the barb, so I put the barb early. This will also get, if they're crouching up my green stairs, and then also bridge, so I put the barb early, and then once they're starting to hit the barb, you also have a pipe to play off of. My other one goes for the pebbles door, the outside door. I don't like to put it too close to the door. I don't want them to be like, I don't want it to be super free for them to hit the barb, so I put it back just a little bit so they have to come in. You want to reinforce this storage wall, give yourself a rotate, and then this is optional, but I absolutely love it lately. It's just putting a rotate in the side of the storage wall. This is going to give you so much movement to be able to contest everything here. So generally how I'll start is I'll sometimes put a crack in the window here so I have sound. I don't want them to get on the window and destroy me. And then I'll sit kind of close. I might check the bridge cam right here to see if they are going this way and droning it. I'll get off my cam, I'll shoot some drones, then I'll start backing up. Then you have the barbed wire to play off of for both sides for sound before you even throw any smoke grenades, right? So you're listening for sound. You do need to be careful getting too far off this wall because there is a pixel that can kill you outside the pebble store. So I'll sit here, and then at this point you start using your smoke grenades, right? You also have a pipe to use. So if they get your barbed wire, boom, pop the pipe. Additional couple seconds, then you throw smoke. Now you're playing your time. At this point, I feel a little stuck, so I'll start backing up to storage and go to my rotate spot. Now this is another really, really strong position to play. If you have a teammate, they can come over here in storage and play a crossfire with you. But from here, you can smoke off one of your angles and contest the other. So in this example, say there's a guy pushing pebbles and coming by bridge. I'll just smoke off the pebbles guy. And now I can go in between my rotate. And with my teammate here, I can contest this guy. So with this rotate, again, this guy can't expect me to always peek over here. I can always peek on this side as well. So I'll just sit here as time waste. Contest, use my smokes. Boom, get aggressive. Maybe I have another teammate again. We're double swinging this. We're not giving the space for free. And then when we want to give the space, let's say a minute and a half, maybe we got a bunch of picks. We use a smoke, we back up, we reinforce off. Because that's kind of how Lair is, right? It's a lot of layers and time waste, and you back off at one point and you reinforce it off. But that's the bridge position. Again, you can play it with master, you can play it on bunks, and smoke by far is the best operator. But we'll talk about the second. My second favorite operator to play this spot is Goyo. Say someone took smoke on your team and they're playing it somewhere else, maybe on the rocket stairs. And you can play it with Goyo. I'm going to show you a pretty selfish Goyo setup. Like I'm playing solo queue and I don't want to give my teammates fires. Now you can definitely spread them around and like maybe put them for the mask default plan or somewhere in operations, maybe on the rocket stairs, maybe the display, jump in, right? There's a lot of gaps that you can cover with the Goyos, but I'll show you my selfish. If like I want to hold this down, I want to be a difference maker for the team. You set it up the same. You bring impacts, right? Reinforce. You can still give yourself the rotates that you need to play the spot. I put a Goyo fire for the door, so when they do shoot it down, there is that 20 seconds of time waste, and then I'll put one on the interior when I think they're going to walk. It's something I can pop, and again, it'll spread and cover the gap. And then I'll put two on this side as well. One for the initial where I had that barbed wire, so I'm still over here. I'm still shooting drones. I back up. I got that. I can pop. And then after that, I got the pipe. And then after the pipe, if I still think they're going to push, I got another fire. So just as much time waste, if not even more deadly, with smoke. You can always pop that Goyo fire in the hallway. A lot of fire going out, a lot of time waste. You should be able to call teammates to rotate over if you don't want to. I mean, you got the Vector. Like, this is still one of the highest kill rate guns on defense. You can still absolutely shut this down and stop the push. Win your team the round. Third operator, I gotta give some praise to the Lord Tachanka. He still gets barbed wire. You can still make your rotates, right? It's the exact same setup. And the Shumika launcher is actually pretty good in this spot as well. You'll see a lot of pro teams combine Tachanka and Smoke because with the two of them, you can shut down and lock bridge and never give the attack any space. And you could do the exact same thing. You can just bank your fires off the hall, waste some time. You could do it from even backed up here, right? Back, boom, 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 fire, pebbles door, and you can just keep chaining them. Count a few seconds, few seconds go by, you're reloading, fire's about to run out, boom, you throw another one. And you could just sit here and keep chaining them for time waste. And if they never push this way, the other great thing about Tachanka is that if you have head holes, right, and they're going for a mass plant, maybe your operations player died, they think they just go for an operations plant, boom, you just sit back here and you bank your fires, and you can stop all the masks plants. So Tachanka, another great operator. All right, now, what is this? We're on Villa. This is the first, like, non-competitive map I'm really kind of going over at this point. People have started requesting, can I do some of the other maps? I'll try my best. Villa used to be played in Pro League. I think this is a spot that most people know. It's the top white stair position. And most people used to play this with Doc, but Doc, crutches, you guys lost your ACOG. What do you do? Well, I'm going to tell you. I think you guys should come over to the Aruni DMR, and let me tell you why. You still get the barbed wire. Now, where I like to put the barbed wire, obviously, you got to put it for your stairs. You want some kind of tell. You want to put it low enough where if you're playing at the top of the stairs or something like that, you're at least going to hear it. You're at least going to be able to kind of make a play off it. So, obviously, you got to bring barbed wire. My other barbed wire, you could put it at the door for your push. I like to put it more for the actual hall push because you don't have a BP. I mean, you could bring a BP instead of barbed wire, but I think the white stair one's really important. You don't have a BP. So, again, barbed wire. If they do a push from the other side over, they're not contesting study. If they come over from the trophy side, I believe it's called. Yeah. Oh, it's been a while since I played Villa. They come over from the trophy side. You want that bar to be able to know when to swing off. If they start hitting it, that's when you can kind of get aggressive. So anyway, Aruni, DMR, you get an ACOG, you get some gates. You're going to gate up all of study window because this spot used to be played with like a Wamai back in the day because you didn't want nades, flashes, people on that window to be able to kind of get you off, Capitao even. So gates are going to do the same thing. Why not? Gates are also going to help against shields. Shields trying to run at you, run through the door, run at you. So I put all my gates up top to protect me study. Again, it covers my gaps. It lets me know if I'm going to get pushed quickly. And then barbed wire is going to make sure I don't get pushed quickly at the bottom. Generally, I also like to board my lower doors personally if you have time, especially this art door, but this door as well. Because if I want to be down here shooting drones, I don't want to die to someone like quick lurking in arc or quick lurking in a living room. So I'll kind of sit down here, shoot some drones. I like the doors boarded. It gives me a tell that they want to push my lower. And then your safe spot is kind of at the top of the stairs, like right here. Get comfortable. If they don't go in that window, a lot of time you can play at the top. Wait for them to walk up. It's pretty self-explanatory. I think most of us kind of know this spot. But why is white stairs, or this main stairs, I guess, in the game, why is this so strong to contest? Well, obviously, you are the first line of defense if they're doing a study take, which in ranked they kind of are. And if you want to win your ranked games, then you should play this spot, and you're the better fragger. Okay, if you're watching this video, I know you. You're probably champion level, pro player worthy. So shut it down with your insane fragging ability here. Rooney DMR again. You're going to shut it down. You're going to get 2 kills. But if they go the other way, if they go trophy over, why is it important? Why is this still a power spot? Well, you don't want to get surrounded. You don't all want to sit in the site, right? You don't want to give them all the space. So you hold on to white so you can contest to this control, this hallway. That's why that barbed wire is important. You don't want them to walk the hallway as they have trophy and just put pressure through the door, through these soft walls on your players playing in bar as they're trying to stop the plant vault, right? So you want to hold on to this lane control here. Also, there's always the potential. Back in Pro League, what the attack would do is after they took trophy, they would rotate and also take study control because, again, multiple points of pressure as an attack. You want to put pressure in here. You want to get that this side of the room control, top red control, and then you want to plant behind the vault. So being top white denies that as well. You don't want these study players to be able to get aggressive. And especially in ranked, if they don't go study and they just try to push from the red and trophy side, then you can use study to shut down the plant, right? Usually there's head holes here. So you can actually play top white. You can contest them as they are walking in, right? If they're not going study. You can also get over to this corner, which is a power spot in its own. And once you're in this corner, you have the gates to protect you. They can't just nade flash you out of here. Now you can contest the top red door and you can stop the plant. So top white is a really good spot. First ever, we're talking about a non-competitive map, but it used to be comp. It used to be comp, and I did play Pro League matches here. So this is how I would generally play it. If I wasn't a Rooney, you can still go Wamai here and do the same with prox alarms. Or you can go like Ella if you're getting absolutely rushed. You can bring barbed wire, and you can bring your Ella traps, and you can still hold the stairs really, really well. But if you're not holding white stairs, please do. Thanks, guys, for watching Power Spots Part 2. If you guys enjoyed, please consider leaving a like and a subscribe. It does mean the world to me and keeps me going. If you guys want to see a part 3, let me know down in the comments. And until next time, guys, see you later.